Good afternoon. Once again, my name is Oluwadurotimi, and here we are at Okitiwukwa Oil Palm PLC. As we told you on our project, the Palm Rich Estate in Ekpe, Lagos, that all our seedlings are sourced from the right source. And you can see, these are the oil palm tree seedlings. This breed are the Tenera breed. And this breed will fruit exactly 3 years from now. 2.5 years, 3 years, they start fruiting. You can see how they are nursed. You can see the professionalism that has been used in nursing these trees. And we can assure you that the best of investment you can make right now is in palm tree farming. And in partnership with Okitiwukwa Oil Palm PLC, we are going to be planting the very right species of palm tree for you. And in 2.5 years, 3 years maximum, you will start harvesting. So we can take a look at the mammoth crowd of seedlings that have been raised in here. Okay. So these old seedlings will form part of the estate in Palm Ridge, where you have over 300 acres. 18,000 trees of these will be moved between now and next year. Once again, we want to appreciate you for trusting us and for partnering with us. And you can always come and see this live on your farm. Thank you.
And when we talk about asset rise down, so we saw this journey and we have to also create a real estate company called Asset Rise Limited. In simple meaning, let the asset rise. And the people become asset owners, they escape from poverty, they are landlords, and the rest.
So I know that you have a project ongoing at Ekpe. Can you tell us about it?
Okay, thank you. With Asset Rise and with Flopwalk, we've been able to focus more on agriculture and real estate. Our project in the agriculture is creating transitional model for real estate. How I mean is, we buy land in developing locations, especially maybe Ekpe or the developing locations. And possibly you buy because these places will go up in value later. But you leave this land fallow and nothing is done on them. The bush grow on it. So what we've done is, when you buy it cheap, let's create an economic value out of this land. We'll rent the land from you and we'll plant on it. So in some of our estates, like in Kobakwe, Abeokuta, and City Lane Gardens, and Mowel Fada, Crystal City Ambience, and the Visionary Garden City, we have acres of cassava plantation that are owned by, we partner with landlords to make this farm happen. Security is your land. When the development comes too close to this area, you simply remove our plants and the land will have add value over time. So for the landlords, the land is adding value over time, but your land is also giving you passive income. It's not until you build that house and you rent it out before you start earning rental income. By owning a land, you can earn rental income.
I'm enjoying this conversation because the objective of owning land these days is to be economically empowered. These days, you just think that until you buy, build, and then rent houses, there's no other way to own properties. I'm glad that you have this initiative. So break it down for somebody listening, so that if it's what I'm thinking, when you farm on the product, on the land economically, this is what you're looking at the end of the day. These are the opportunities you can use. How does it become an asset? How does farming
become an asset? Great. So the land is the asset. We practice farming on your land, and we pay you rental income. Now we do a 20% rental income to the landowners, and we harvest, we process.
20%. 700, you'll be getting 20% of that every year.
Now, so you earn on your land, and when development comes, so we've had this model sustained over time. One of our recent estates, the City Ambience in Mowel Fada, was on this scheme. We just developed that into a residential estate now because there's electricity in that community now with the tarred road, and we have to stop farming for people to start building. So from agriculture, now a residential estate, and people can live in it.
So wait, let me be sure. So I buy land from you. The land I bought from you, you will pay me 20% of rent every year to farm on it. Now, when you harvest, Do I get a profit from what the harvest?
No.
Oh, it's yours.
It's
So
ours.
that
That's
is,
it's rent. That's rent.
so yeah, oh, so it's 20%. Can't I increase it to 50%?
I'm going to the land now.
Can I
I'm
do
interested in the farming, for instance.
So-
Can I tell you to farm for me on my
Yes.
behalf?
Yeah, so we've created this project in a different model. You can farm by yourself and we can farm for you. So we have the temporary crops like the cassava, the maize, and the rest of them that you can harvest within 3 months, 1 year. Presently in Ekpa, we have over 10,000 ridges of yam. By February, we'll be harvesting our yam and cassavas. So for these people, if you want to farm, you can come, it's your land. If you're not renting to us, it's not a must. Yes, we're farming and we can.
How would your profit come?
So it's your land. If you don't rent to us, it's still your land. It's not a must you rent
So
to
you can
us.
farm for me. How would you earn?
So if you're then we are money, we have to sign an MOU to share profits
Okay.
for farming for you.
Okay.
So but for this very one now, we have another project, which is the Palm Ridge Estate that I'm going to talk about.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so the Palm Ridge Estate, what we're doing there, it's cash crops. And we all know the value of cash crops, especially the palm tree. The palm tree is an everlasting tree. And I'll share this story with you. As a young boy, I grew up seeing my father having a fleet of cars, and we're going to the best of schools. And then when we were in school, I hardly would tell my friend my father is a farmer. Because then, if your father is an engineer or something, you're not proud of him.
No, father is not woke.
Exactly. So one day my father came to school with Mercedes-Benz 230D. And none
At that time.
of that is in our school then. That was the first. So all the students rushed out and see Mercedes-Benz 230D. And I was so proud to see my father.
Oh, the farmer.
The farmer. So, but yes, I think the second year after that, he died when I was 14. When we look back, if all we were having as an asset is the Mercedes-Benz 230D, it would be a foolish thing because by today, it would be in a museum. But my father left acres of palm trees. Until today, all the children were sent to school with palm tree farming. We mill those oil every month. We produce over 100 kegs every month. Today, a keg of palm oil is more expensive. A 25-liter keg of palm oil is more expensive than a 25-liter keg of petrol. A keg of palm oil in Lagos is around 25,000 now. In my village, it's 20,000. So we mill oil and we pay all our bills. And that land has appreciated in value also. Today, we are sitting on an asset over 100 acres and we have palm trees on it. So what we have done in this, during COVID, I have to go to the October Oil Palm PLC. We have over 10,000 hectares that were planted by the colonial master then, but abandoned and Nigeria. So we rented about 130 acres. We set up a mill, and we also create a community of farmers also. We worked on for 300 of them. Spoke with our bank, created an account for them, and we started this journey. So we had a mill, we had a farm. And with our real estate practice, we have to bring this to Lagos. And we identify a place like Ekpe. We did a soil test. The soil can accommodate palm tree.
Right.
And we started planting. Right now, for those who are subscribing to the palm tree farming, when you buy the land, we will plant for you. You own the land, you own the palm trees. You have the right to either rent it to us because you don't have time. So people like Murario can leave the studio and come to the farm.
Exactly.
So you can either employ a farm manager to mill your oil for you because we don't have a central mill. We are creating a community of palm tree farmers in 300 acres.
Wow.
And that's going to be the biggest in Lagos to say.
Wow.
And we can mill this oil together and supply. We all know the value of oil.
Interesting.
The
yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yes, so I know that when it comes to agricultural agric in Nigeria, there are a few challenges. There are volatility of your investment. People say rain no fall, and just change. You can change it for that business. Anything can go wrong. So what is the level of security for the assets? And I also know that with palm, you don't get anything in the first few years. So is it that when you do the palm rich process, would they be getting any money in the first 3 years, or there will be nothing coming to them in that first 3 years?
Thank you. So the very species of palm tree we are planting is the Tenera breed. And right now with NIFO, that's the best breed we have in Nigeria. In 2 years, 3 years, it starts floating.
Okay.
So we tell our people, wealth is not a tap of the finger. You grow wealth. And okay, so for those who are doing the cassava thing, They don't want to do palm tree. But when the land stop yielding very good, because we may not be practicing the mechanized farming with all the stuffs, the palm tree guy will still be making money for the next 30, 40 years. Now, the risk involved and the volatility of the weather and every other thing is that we don't plant crops that are easily destroyed by weather. Take cassava, for example. It can stay anywhere and survive with the sun, with the rain. The palm tree also can survive anywhere. And we've understood also that crowdfunding, it's not the best model for this. And that's why we've created a security. You own the asset. So you're not giving us your money and we say we'll pay you capital and interest. No, the asset is yours. The land is appreciating in value over time and you're making money from the land.
And then after 40 years, it can be converted into
residential estate.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Palm Ridge. Here we have a development of 1,000 acres of palm tree farm, and it's simple how it works. You're not buying an investment, you are buying an asset. And what it means is you own the land. The land is yours forever. While you own this land, you can use it to earn passive income for yourself. So the advice we are providing is while you buy this land and you're waiting for development to come in Ekpe all round, you can earn passive income by planting palm trees on your land. And we've given you a good projection. So on a one plot, you have 10 trees. On 1 acre, you have 60 trees, depending on what you can afford. On the basis of one plot, you can mill an average of 2 kegs of palm oil monthly. And presently, we know a keg of palm oil sells around 20,000 naira in Lagos. And that means on your one plot, you can make an average of 40,000 naira in a month. And in the first 6 months that the palm trees produce higher in a year, you can make an average of 240,000. And the later 6 months, which is from June to December, let's say you don't have a good production and you have just 1 keg, you can make an average of 140,000. So in a year, you are making almost 400,000 from your one plot of land. Wow. Because you have trees, cash crop like the palm trees planted on your land. This is a do-it-yourself investment. You own the land, you own the trees, you can decide to mill your oil yourself because there's going to be a central mill that provides you the facilities to mill your oil. And guess what? Ekpe is a fast developing community. And by valuation, this community appreciates with over 100% every year. But let's even not shoot high. Let's take a 50% appreciation per annum, which is very achievable in Ekpe because of the growth. You have the Dangote refinery, the Alaro city, and several government infrastructures all going around here. So by 50%, that means your 700,000 naira plot of land is going to be appreciated at 350,000 naira per year. And by the third year, your land is worth over 1 million naira. And you're on that land, you are generating a revenue of close to 400,000 from palm trees. I think this is the best investment you can make for yourself and for your children. Because this land, in the next 10, 20 years, far away from us, if you can see so far, that's Itoki Korodu Road with houses all around. That's to tell you that these communities will soon be inhabited. But while you're waiting for that massive occupation of humans, you make money from palm oil, you make money from palm kernel, and you are a strategic investor both for yourself and for your generations to come. And courtesy of these beautiful ladies who have come to show you this awesome land, I will tell you to take an advantage of this, and your children will thank you that you are a good parent.